Hello, this is Daniel Hill, and this is my assignment 5, the Fitness Challenge Team Weight Loss. This assignment had to do with the loops and this new list box item. Um, I guess let me go ahead and run the program and show what it does. As you can see, no errors. Here we have the program. Oops. Um, so obviously everything's pretty empty until we click this button. And this brings up a message box that we can enter an input into. It actually has data validation, so if I were to put in something non-numeric, I would get an error. And it'll ask me for the number again, so let me put in something numeric, like 10.5. And it'll ask me for inputs all the way until I'm done inputting the weight loss for team member number 8. Alternatively, I can click cancel to get out of this at any time. Let me go ahead and input a few more members. Um, and I'll go ahead and cancel at 5. And right when I cancel, this button is no longer enabled and it displays the average weight loss of these 5 members, which is 13.7. Um, that's all there is to it, other than this menu bar with 2 buttons here. I can click clear and it'll clear out the list box and enable this button again, so I can redo the calculation and the inputs, or I can click exit, which I'll do now. So let me go ahead and show you the event handlers for this. So this is where I initialized all my variables. We have weight loss as a string, weight loss as a decimal, average loss as a decimal, and total weight loss as a decimal, initialized to 0. Then we have these input messages. We use those later for the input box. We actually have the non-numeric error and negative error here as well. We have cancel clicked as string. It's a null input. It just helps it detect if you click cancel in those input boxes so we can exit the loop sooner. We have int max number of entries. That is set to 8 because that is the max number that we can handle. And int number of entries as integer 1. There has to be 1 or it won't bother calculating. And also that int stores the counter for the loop. So here's the loop right here. Um, it sets the weight loss from the input box. Um, and it says do until the int number of entries is greater than the max number of entries, or if string weight loss equals string cancel clicked. So it converts it to a decimal, the input, and if it is greater than 0, it'll add it to the total weight loss and add 1 to the number of entries. If it's not, it will give it a negative error if it's negative, or a non-numeric error if it's non-numeric. And it will continue the loop if the number of entries is still below or equal to 8, and it'll give you the next input box. Once it's done with that, it'll calculate the average weight loss or display an error if no values were entered. So here we have it. It's just doing the average, which is the total weight loss divided by the number of entries minus 1. And it'll display it to the label average loss, and display a message box with no weight loss value entered if there were no values entered. And then it'll disable the weight loss button once that is done. Now if you click the clear button, as we saw in that menu object, it will clear the list out. It will re-enable the weight loss button, and it'll disable that or make the label that displays the average invisible, so you can rerun the loop again. And then if you click that exit button, it'll close the program. Another thing cool that's built into this uh, menu object that I'll display real quick is that we are actually able to set the hotkey. So if I were to click, hold on, let me put in some inputs just to display this. I believe you can click Alt C. Is that right? Okay. Thought I read in the chapter that it makes the hotkey automatically set to that. Alt F, Alt C. Oh, okay, there we are. Gotcha, so it does, and then we set the hotkey for exit to Alt X. Alright, well that's all there is to it. Thank you.